I want to talk today about this idea that what has made you successful up to this point in life is not necessarily the same plan that's really going to take you to the next level of feeling like you actually get to enjoy the life that you've created for yourself. So when we're young, so you're in your 20s, right? You go after things, even younger, really, right? In school, right? Grades, you go year to year to year, and then you get to college, and then you're kind of like on this still year to year plan, even though it's within 4 years, right? Even grad school, same thing, right? We're used to this hard sacrifice, this really push, because it gets us, right? Because the goal is never really that far away. And what happens is that when we come out and we're actually living life, this short-term plan keeps shortchanging us. And so what happens is that you're taking on more and more and more, right? You're working your way up the career ladder. You are adding in, not just your friends, right, in your work, but now you probably have family, you have relationships, right? And marriage is a relationship that takes an investment in time. All of your relationships do, right? But this one in specific. Then maybe you're caring for other people, not just your children, maybe it's your parents. You're maybe contributing to your communities, right? The point is there's more and more and more that you're taking on, but you're showing up with less and less and less. Because if you're not actively, intentionally kind of pouring back into yourself, you're showing up with less because you're having more fatigue. Maybe you're showing signs of what you might consider normal aging, right? But they're really signs that your body is saying is that I'm not at peak condition anymore. Something is happening. It's throwing you kind of like internally off balance, whether, it can start with your thoughts, but also I like to talk about the physiological feeling, right? Like the sore muscles, maybe you have something more chronic, but that these are all signs, right? That we're not at that peak performance. And anytime that we're not showing up feeling good, that means that our mind is at least partially occupied in managing this pain, in meeting this need that says, I need more sleep, I need more energy, I need more love, I need more whatever it is. So the longer term plan really is to be able to, the long-term goal, I think, for all of us is to not just keep building this life, right? But to be able to start enjoying it as well, to start to be able to say, hey, I have these kids. Can I also have a great relationship with them? Hey, I have this marriage. Can this also be a marriage that is an ideal, right? It's not just a partnership. Hey, I have this friend circle. Can this be deep and meaningful and not a place where I come to, compare myself? All of these different parts of our lives, right? How can I show up in my community? How can I show up at work and feel like I know my value, right? So I know how I can contribute and offer more value. All of these things are really like these bigger goals. And we want to learn how to really give from a place of overflow. Because when we're giving from a place of depletion, when we're just giving and giving and giving without giving back to ourselves, it's an equation that doesn't make sense, right? It's just depletion on one side while you're still trying to give more. So this long-term plan that I'm talking about is really about being able to offer consistent quality, not just quantity. Because the truth is that this idea that deprivation is part of the way that you achieve, whether it's your motivation, whether it's what you deprive yourself of, that maybe you even feel proud of, but it's really something that I want you to take a look at and just understand that the value of being able to pour back into yourself isn't really about just caring for yourself. It's really understanding this fundamentals of this pyramid or of this equation, whatever you want to, however you want to visualize it, that if you don't pour back into yourself, you're declining, you're taking away from the amount that there is in the first place. So when you give, there's always less. So this long-term strategy of self-development, personal development, and pouring back in and really working on the mental game, along with the strategy maybe that exists on how we get to be more productive when it comes to the tasks and stuff, right? But it starts here in what we start to value and what we start to perceive as an investment versus a cost, even when it comes to our time. So the short-term strategy of drive, push, deprivation, not feeling good as the way I achieve, the path to achievement, has to shift into something different that says the way that I'm actually going to achieve long-term, achieve more of what I want, offer more quantity and more quality, is by shifting the way that I think about myself and think about the way that I pour back into myself.